was recording it. Oh God. Hello, welcome to Rosie's Francis Art. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I did. My son came and visited from college. My daughter fortunately could not make it because she was out in California and she got that COVID. So she was quarantined, so she couldn't come out to visit. Anyhow, today what we're going to do is I'm going to make a plate. I made this the other day. My husband loved it. So he wants me to make one for him for his office to put stuff on there. So what he wants me to do is actually make his. He wants the rim here to be black. So we'll go ahead and do that today. And I have this mold that I got the other day, which I like. It's a cute mold. It makes a nice mold for a nice plate, a dish, etc. And I loved it. I also made this plate. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Love this. Love it. It's still bendable, so it's curing now, but look at that. I put the handles on it, if you can see that. How pretty. How pretty. It is gorgeous. My husband loved that one too. Anyhow, I've been really busy. I made this bowl. And I really like it. The only thing I don't like about it is I didn't like the resin that I used. It wasn't the right temperature, so I have a lot of these little bubbles inside of it, and I wasn't too happy with it. However, I do like the shape, I like the color, so I will definitely make this one again, and make sure my resin is the right temperature and the right consistency. This is another one I did. This one's another bowl. I love this bowl. I love the color. It is a little funky. It has all these little rough edges on it, which I really love. Sort of gives it a nice little weird shape. So yeah, this is another one. So I have been busy during the holidays. Obviously, I was off work. Let me set this aside. So I will definitely work on that. So anyhow, today we're going to make a dish similar to this, but I'm going to make it with the outer rim. So I already have my colors. Just to let you know, I do have a mask on, so if I sound a little muffled, it's because I do have a mask. I'm using a new resin that I received, and it's called the Amazing Epoxy Resin. It is a crystal clear, however, it does have a strong odor, so I would suggest you open up wherever you're at, ventilate your room, because it is strong. It has been sitting there, so I still have some bubbles, but it is clear enough. It is very clear. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I mean, this consistency is really good. Again, I still do have some air bubbles in there, so but once I start, and I'll just have to use my heating gun to pop some of those bubbles out. But other than that, it seems to be a pretty nice resin. Again, it just has a very strong odor, so I definitely suggest you wear a mask, ventilate your room, because remember, safety always first, you all, and you also make sure you wear gloves. So anyhow, my colors that I'm going to use today, I have Carbon Black by Pearlex. I also have a pigment that I'm going to use, black, to make it really dark. Also, I'm going to use a little bit of black alcohol ink. And then I have my Pearlex white with my gold flakes. So, and that's just going to be my colors. Those are going to be what I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and begin to mix. So I'm going to go put that there. Now, I made up with my resin, I made a 1-to-1 ratio, so I did about, I think it was about 110 to 110, so I have about in here 210, so it turns out to be about 7 ounces. So if I have any left over, then obviously, but hopefully I won't. So I'm going to go ahead and pour into my cups. This is going to be for my black, and a little bit for my white. I might need a little bit more for my black, because I know he said he wanted pretty. That's it. So let me go ahead and mix my gold. So here I got my gold flakes, and I'm just gonna Make sure it gets stuck in, because it does, they're very sticky, especially if your hands, so your gloves are sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and just break that up, because I don't want too many thick flakes on it. You know, if I need to put more resin, I will add resin to it. We'll see what it does, but it looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and add a little bit more resin to it, just to, there we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, now I have my black that I'm going to use. This is, again, it's called Permanent Black. A little bit of that. Okay, he wants it really dark. My husband, he said he wanted it black, black, black. So he's going to get black, black, black. So if you notice, I have it in a paper cup because it's just easier for me to sort of pour, because you can bend it. I'm going to add a little bit again of that pigment, black pigment, to make it 2 drops of that. Again, this resin, again, it's strong, so you want to work fast, because you don't want to. I'm going to put 1 drop, actually 2 drops of the alcohol ink, so there's a little bit more, but anyways. But yeah, there it is. It's nice and dark, and that's what he wanted. It's almost like a purple, actually, but it's pretty. It's pretty, pretty, pretty. And then I'm going to go with my white, the Pearlix white. I'm just going to add a little bit of that. I'm not going to let me see if I should. Oh, it's pretty good. I could add a little bit of the white, but no, I'm just going to keep it, because I'm just going to let it flow. There it is. It's like a little opalescent white. Very pretty. Very light. That's what he wanted. He didn't want anything too dark. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go with my black, which again, it looks almost like a deep, 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 deep black with like a purple hues to it. Almost like a blue black or purple black, but it is dark. So now I'm going to tell you what I did last time was I poured the clear resin first, and what happened was it really filled up. So I really filled this up. If you notice, it's a really thick, it's a heavy plate. So depending on how thick you want your plate, the more resin you add to your mold. So I'm going to go ahead and pour. On the side here. It is pretty. Okay. It's supposed to be carbon black, and this is supposed to be black pigment, but let's see. It looks, I guess it'll turn black. We'll see. It looks, we'll see. I mean, it's, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the gold. A little bit of the gold. I'm just going to sort of go around and around. I'm just going to swirl it around. pretty cool. Like that. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of my white. Same thing, I'm just going to swirl it, swirl it. And I'm going to go with my, so it is settling down there, which is good, which I like. Let me go ahead and pop some bubbles. Got some bubbles there. Let me put my heat. I'm just going to do my resin, top it off with my resin. Again, this resin it's clear, still has some bubbles, but, and now I'm just going to go around. Wow, how pretty. Oh wow, this is just gorgeous. Look at that, how it just pulls. Oh wow, this is amazing. Amazing. It's very simple. It's just simple little project here. I have it filled up perfect amount. Did not waste 1 ounce, so that was a perfect measurement. Love it. I love it when I get things exact, when I measure my resin correctly, because you don't want to have any waste. Let me just dump this out. You don't want to have a waste. I'm going to pull down my masks because I think you can't hear me. And I have sound in the back. But that's my water pressure. Every time you turn on the hot water, I mean the water in my house, you get the pressure. I live out in the country. Beautiful. I live out in the country. I have the city probably about an hour away from me. A big major city. But I do have about 15 minutes where I have my city, my town. So anyhow, but there it is. Let's see what it's doing. Now it's just gonna sit. It's just gonna, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just gonna let it dry. If you notice that it has sort of pulled, I probably, let me see if I can, maybe I should do a little line. Let's see what happens. What you think? What you think? If I go down here, go down here, go down here. Look at that. It makes sort of like, what do you think? Sort of like circle it around here. Wow. That looks adorable. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. You can sort of swirl it. It's like, leave it alone, woman. There we go. Sort of give it some dimension, some shape. But it looks good. It looks really, really good. I think my board is even. Does. I really, really, really like it a lot. Let's see what happens. So eventually what's going to end up doing, since this is how I poured it, and then this is what it looks like. So again, I'm just going to see what it does. Now this is going to take a long time to cure, so this won't be ready till tomorrow, 24 hours, so I'm just going to let this sit for a while. However, I am going to be making some more coasters. And I'm going to be making a 3-tier cake stand. I'll be doing that shortly, and I will definitely be recording that. But this is the plate. I really like it. I think it's going to be nice. The only thing is it's not as black, and it says carbon black on it. And I added the black ink to it and the black alcohol, but it still has that sort of purplish. But I have a feeling what's going to end up happening. This here is really black. I'm looking at it. So it does have a hue of that purple, but the ends here are completely black. So I think that is going to look really, really, really nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful. I love it. The colors are good. It's very simple. So I will see you all tomorrow and see what it looks like. Bye.